Hello and welcome to this video where I cover what I'm going to do leading up to MSI, my road to MSI. Um, because I have a lot of different ideas of videos I want to do. They're not, too eccentric, pretty straightforward. I'm going to be doing my patch reviews, and I don't do a patch review where I'm recommending what champions to pick or whatever buffs, nerfs. I'm not that kind of a person. I'm more so looking at, okay, well, during 12.5 and 12.6, what were the most common matchups across the regions? Maybe to give us an idea of what we've seen in the past and what to expect on the next patch when it comes to champ versus champ individual matchups within a vacuum. I've done videos on that before. If you haven't seen them, they're on my channel. They don't get a lot of views, but I think they're fun to do. It's interesting to see what champions have high win rates and against what, and what maybe the counters were, most common counters. I'm also going to preview 12.7 and 12.8. Obviously, 12.7 is already out, and this is not a preview to say, okay, well, this champ is buffed, this champ is nerfed, because obviously you already know that. A lot of better analysts and people like that have broken down what the patches are offering you. But this is more so, let's look at this patch, what got buffed, what got nerfed, and what teams benefit the most and are hurt the most by nerfs when it comes to this patch. I think that's a interesting thing to look at, especially leading into a tournament like MSI. So I'm going to do that for 12.7 and 12.8, because 12.8 is the MSI patch, but 12.7 has some interesting things on it. For instance, Nico got buffed in 12.7. Nico has been a dead champ for a while, but if you look at the history of the champ in pro play, Faker is one of the best Nikos to ever play the champion. He's one of the best Nikos in the world. So, that's obviously a buff for T1. Does he play Nico in scrims? Does it maybe work? Who knows? I think it's something to keep an eye on, and that's just an example of something that will be in the 12.7 video when I get there. Because right now, obviously, I haven't really done that video because we don't know all the teams that are at MSI yet. So, got those videos planned. Obviously, do a team preview every day. I'm going to start at what team I think is going to finish 11th, all the way up to 1st, based on looking at stats from the spring. And obviously, if for some reason the stats would indicate that T1 or the LPL representative aren't in the top 2 to 3, I would say that I need to alter my algorithm a bit. I'm also obviously going to do news and notes videos. As it shows behind me, news and notes I've been doing every Monday. Not a lot's been really happening, but I know this week I'm going to go over Nuguri and a couple other things. I'm even seeing rumors about Ignar going to Immortals, and maybe Immortals looking for a jungler. If that stuff gets officially announced before Monday, it'd be on Monday's video. It will be on a video eventually when it is announced. Things like that. What else do I have behind me? Groups and predictions. Obviously, I'm going to have group and prediction videos when I know what the groups are, who's going to win the group, who's going to win MSI. Who do I think the best players are going to be? I think that's pretty self-explanatory. My League of Legends roundups, I do them. That's the bulk of what I do. Taking notes on the game, saving the time of watching the game for yourself. I'm going to do that during MSI, but as far as road to MSI, obviously this weekend I will be doing them for the LCS third place match and finals, as well as the LPL finals. Have those videos done. As of right now, that's what I'm looking at doing. I didn't write down this one idea I have that just came to mind. Well, it has been in my mind, but it escaped me when I was writing down these things. When it comes to patches, I am going to do a video where I have a cumulative what were the most common matchups across spring overall, and what were the win rates and things like that. No spoilers here, but I'm pretty sure bot lane will be a Aphelios Jinx. That is no secret. If you have watched those patch videos and have any clue of watching the 4 major regions, you would realize that Aphelios Jinx was the handshake for literally. I think it still is. I think for 12.5 it still is. And honest to God, 12.6, I don't know for sure because only the LCS played on 12.6. So really, I don't think that there's going to be a lot of information in that video. But I think Aphelios Jinx was probably picked quite a bit in the LCS as well. So Zaya obviously has come into the meta, in 12.5, 12.6, and leading into MSI. But I think she got nerfed on 12.8. So, well, she's at least projected to get nerfed. So that video will come up. That will come up in that video possibly. But if you have any other ideas of videos, or you think that which videos might be interesting to do, I'll consider doing them. Obviously, I want to do what people want to watch in addition to what I am already doing. If you have any comments, comment down below. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy Daily League content. Also, if you didn't catch my video that I just did, this format where I'm sitting at the table, this is the second time I'm doing it. I want to see if people enjoy the way that this seems to look versus what it was before. Obviously, for my roundup videos, I think I'm going to have to do it a little differently. Maybe I'll have notes on my table of what occurred, and then instead of standing up and facing the board, looking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, I think that maybe this is a better format. I want to try different things. I feel like there's a niche for, there is a niche for somebody to do. If you are a traditional sports fan, you think about ESPN News, which I don't even think is a thing anymore. Half hour where they go over the news from the night before in sports. I feel like that is a niche that needs to be filled in League esports. I think in esports in general. You look at G4, they don't really do anything like that. And G4 should be the place doing it, and they're not, which I think is ridiculous. I think it's a thing that they should do. But to say, okay, well, you're in the United States, you don't watch China and Korea play League often, but when it comes to Worlds, you're like, oh crap, these teams are really good. Well, I knew they were good, but I didn't know anything about them leading up to it. Well, that's what this is for. You say, in this half hour, I'm going to go over the games that took place, and I'm going to give you some insight, and I'm going to give you the highlights. And the thing is, when you have a G4 or a Riot, I think you can even go to the next level with it, and you can say, okay, well, I'm going to get an interview with X player from the game or X player from the losing team, give them a question or something, and have a highlight where you show them answering the question, and you move on. And I feel like that is something that should be done. I don't understand why it's not done. You don't have any content up. Riot has no content for the LCS Monday through Friday, majority of the split, let alone during the summertime. Off season. I think off season you can have videos where you go over news and notes, and you break down what happened, and you talk to the right people, or maybe you don't do anything for that and you only do it during the split. I think it's something that could be done. I think it'd be something that could be streamed and then uploaded to YouTube separately as a VOD in the early morning hours. So when somebody wakes up at, say, 9 o'clock and they're wondering what happened last night, you go to Reddit and see the highlight. Yeah, you see maybe the highlight video that lasts like 15 minutes where you see all the plays. But instead of having to watch multiple series for all that time, they could theoretically watch a half an hour and get all their information in one. And I think that that's something people should consider. Well, I just did a big tangent, and I doubt anybody really stuck around for it. But if you did, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I hope you come back for more content.